Thank you. You are a lifesaver. Oh my God, face palm. Okay,
Hi everyone. Yes,
now we should be recording. So,
Hello.
is that you talking, Dr. Diamond?
yes, it is.
Oh, I cannot hear you like at all. I thought, oh my, I can't hear you. I feel like I can hear you talking through the wall. It's like louder. You just yell it.
Okay, well, this will help because I'm not on my Bluetooth, but
Woo, yeah, that's a lot better.
good, good.
Okay. Has everybody had time enough to kind of like look through it briefly a little bit?
I'd probably give him another minute.
Okay.
And could you put the link in the chat too for people just in case
Oh
they
yeah.
load up quick?
Okay. Hold on, I have to. Bless you. Bless you. You can just sneeze. That's okay. Oh, the chat window goes away. It's so annoying. There is the Google Doc. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's the Doc. Yes, that's the right one. And I made some comments, but it's not important. Oh my gosh, I think I have a pixel burnout. Is it just my eyes? Okay. Maybe not. Maybe it's just my eyes. Okay. Is everybody good? Put a 1 in chat if you are good and ready to go. If not, continue to stay silent. Okay, I'll wait until everybody puts a 1 in chat. Okay, we're all good? Okie dokie. Okay, so here are a couple things, few things to know about the formal lab report. Total points, it's gonna be 50 points. There's going to be 2 parts of it. One is written, that's gonna be 35 points. The other part is the presentation, so you're gonna make a voice thread on that for the presentation. That's gonna be worth 15 points. Cool, got it. Only 50, only 50 in total. Your paper should be double spaced, just for ease. Like every paper you do in college and even high school, like y'all should have done this in high school. It should be double spaced. It should be 12-point font, and it should be either APA or MLA format citation stuff. Okay, like this should be nothing new, guys. It makes it look better, and I know Dr. Diamond doesn't care, but like just do it. Like every single paper you ever write will be like this, so why not just make this one like it? Okay, that's my reasoning behind that. Just use Microsoft Word, guys. Some people still want to submit like links in for their labs. Like, guys, Canvas does not process those links. It does not put it in there. Use Microsoft Word. If you cannot afford it or you don't have it, it's free from Howard Community College. Go into the link, go into the syllabus link. It's in, press the home button and then home, you'll see the syllabus tab. Click that, go to lab syllabus, and then in there, I detail all the things you need to know. Here is an example of what I used in college. Purdue OWL, use this website, it's great. This is the general format of APA. Now this is specifically APA because that's what I wrote all my papers in for grad school, and it's really easy. You need a title page. If you don't know what a title page is or you've never written one, here's a whole section about it. It's your responsibility to know how to do it. Look, they also include a picture. If your title page does not look like this one, you might want to compare them. It's right here. It's a picture. Just copy the picture and make sure you put your own stuff in it. Easy peasy. If you have any questions on how to make one, I can help you, but it's common sense. You know? Okay. So see how like up here it says like Purdue Online Writing Labs, sample title page right here. You can put that in there. I'm not gonna tick off any points if you don't have this part. Like, I don't care at all. I think Dr. Diamond, are we gonna have them do an abstract on their front page, kind of like this, like not exactly the author's note, but like an abstract right here in this location?
Yeah, I think there should be an abstract. I believe we referenced that in the document. Maybe if it's not explicitly on your document, then that's what I would go based on.
Okay, okay, so there is an abstract. Okay, so that's basically the objective. And I know a lot of you have already write objectives in your reports, like your lab reports from the last semester, this past semester, sorry. Just go ahead and rename it to an abstract. Easy peasy. It's gonna be an abstract. It's gonna look exactly like this. You don't need the keywords. I don't care about that. But you just need an abstract. It should be about this length. So however many lines that is, or however many sentences. Try to fit it in this part of your title page. Not a big deal if it goes into a separate page like this one. It's not a big deal, but you know, to make it.
Professor, if I have 5 objectives, that means I'm writing 5 abstracts.
No, you're writing 1 abstract.
Like that's a general idea of the
An
lab.
abstract is like in your whole paper, it's just like a summary. The abstract should be the very last thing you write in your paper, because your abstract is it's giving just a 1 paragraph summary of your entire experiment, of your whole paper.
Okay.
1 paragraph, entire summary. It's not, as I said, it's not like you're not listing out each of, like, it's not an objective thing. It's a summary. And I think if we go into detail about it, yeah, like see the objective or the purpose. There should only be 1 single objective. If there's many objectives, whatever. It needs to be an abstract or the purpose. What is the point of your experiment? I liked that a few people, at least a couple that I graded today, of the formal lab report like data submissions from last week. I love that some people like wrote a paragraph and told me what they did. Some people did not. They were just like, here's my data, here's numbers, have fun. And I'm like, what is this? This means nothing to me. Thank you if you guys did that and you put a little paragraph there. That's basically what I'm looking for, is just a summary. Glad you guys did that.
And an important part of that is to include the results.
It should be a summary of your entire paper. So obviously you're going to include results. Like, that's extremely important, because that is the purpose of your paper. What did you get? What is your results? What did you do? Why did you do this? What are you looking for? And I think on this website, it does give you like, yeah, a concise summary of the key points of your research. It should at least contain your research topic, research questions, your methods, results, data analysis, and conclusions. Guys, it is your responsibility to read through these things in detail. It says to include all these things. Include all the things. But don't make it like 3 or 4 paragraphs. Don't make it a whole page. Don't make it a whole page. It can be half a page, I guess. But keep it clear. Keep your entire paper clear and concise, but thorough and detailed. So take that what you will. Yes. So this is the website. This is just the website. It is extremely helpful. I referenced this website multiple times when I was writing my thesis. So, I mean, it's great. This is just the first page. Guys, there's tabs here that is underneath the APA. So this is just like a computer, just like files on a computer. Under APA style, you have the formatting and style guide, and underneath that, you have all of these things. If you don't know how to write a reference list, here it is, basic rules. How do you write the author's names? What is your books, electronic sources? Here it is. Here's how you write footnotes and endnotes. For in-text citations, which you guys should know how to do. You guys should all know how to do this already. In-text citations should be like this. Like, when I was looking on Google and I was trying to find unicorn poop, blah, 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 I found a paper and blah, 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 and he said, quote, end quote. Put that in parentheses, and what I have highlighted here is what you would put. List the paragraph number or the page number if it's like a book or something. That's in text. Y'all should know how to do it. If not, or if you're a little rusty on it, in-text citations, the basics. This is a website you go to. I can't sit here and like have everybody practice it. So it's up to you. It's your responsibility. Oh, here's a good example. Yeah, here's a good example right here. And if you're just naming like, yeah, this would be a quote. Yeah, so here's the entire quotation indented. If it's a large quote, if it's not, don't do this. And you're gonna list the page number. Make sure you guys know how to properly cite, because if you don't properly cite things or you don't cite things at all, that's considered plagiarism and I will report it. So you need to know how to do this. It's very important. And also, when you're out of college and you're writing like real research papers for your job that you get paid for, if you plagiarize, like you could be fired, like bye-bye, you're done. Like you took like a couple words from this paper or like a couple pages, bye-bye. Make sure you know how to do it. If not, if you need like, if you're severely in need of help, I got you, don't worry about it. Like we can go through it one by one. We'll have a Zoom meeting, no big deal. Title page, so a lot of these are random. You must calculate error or uncertainty from the data you collect. So give me an error calculation somewhere. It could be percent error, it could be percent, it could be uncertainty, it could be percent change, like somewhere, listed somewhere. We didn't really get into standard deviation that much, actually at all really. It's very important to know. I think I'm going to change it for next year and we're going to add that earlier in the semester. You can do standard deviation if you so choose to do so. If not, we've done percent error and all the things this whole semester. So you have experience with that. More things to know. Guys, double check your paper. Well, obviously before you submit it, please, like double check, triple check before you press the submit button. Once you submit it, please go back and look at the submission document. Like, so that submission document is what I will see on Canvas. If you, like, I had somebody, they didn't have their slope equation, but they actually did. But because they didn't double check their submission after it was submitted, it was actually hidden. It was hidden underneath like the graph itself. So it was typed underneath of it. But I didn't know that because Canvas is weird. So make sure you guys double check after you submit. That's what I will see. If things are all wonky and you have like overlapping pictures and a bunch of crap, I'm like, what am I to do with that? I can't really grade that. Obviously, I'll let you know. I'll email you and be like, you need to fix this. But you're going to have a lot less time. And I'm expecting you guys to double check before you submit. If you notice something that's weird, you have two overlapping pictures or partly overlapping pictures after the submission, but it didn't look like that in your regular document, fix it in your regular document that you have on your computer. Fix it, make it bigger, do whatever you need to do, and then resubmit it. And make it, you know, common sense. If something is overlapping, maybe you should move them farther apart instead on your regular document, then resubmit, as an example.
I have another suggestion. They can always export to PDF or print to PDF, and that should be very safe way to upload.
Yes, that's genius. Thank you, Dr. Diamond. Just PDF, so easy. It's free to convert a Word document to a PDF is completely free, and you can do it from Word itself. Does anybody not know how to convert a Word document to a PDF? Type in chat if you do not know how to do that, and we'll do it really quick. Type a Y in chat if you all know how to do it. Cool. Good. Good. Okay, that's easy. Yeah, just do that. You can, you don't have to, but it might make things, like Dr. Diamond said, it might make things a lot easier to see. And Canvas accepts that too. Your presentations. Ooh. They will be made through VoiceThread. I think I said that at the beginning. I don't know how many minutes it should be. Dr. Diamond, bring it over to you.
Yeah, I would say they're going to be longer than your standard check-ins, but still not more than like 10 minutes. You know, I think that probably somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes is going to be fine. Just think of it as you're just presenting the paper that you wrote, essentially. But you'd probably want to have maybe either additional pictures or just present based on the images and graphs that you have in your paper. But yeah, 5 to 10 minutes is the short answer.
Are we recording videos or just voice notes?
So you can do either, just like the check-ins. It's as long as there are visuals with it. If you do video, I guess the one problem about video is how you would present your results and your data. So since you do have to present the results and data, I mean, you can do something like a screen share video. There's a website called Loom that I use that's free to kind of do video screen share thing, which is kind of nice. But you know, if you come up with a creative way to do it, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Here's
Thank
Loom.
you.
This is Loom. This is what the website looks like. Just type in LOOM to Google and you will get this website. Get Loom for free. Ooh, free, yay. Easy peasy. Sounds
Thanks.
easy.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. It is very easy to use. Is there one that you use, or is yours probably isn't free, right? Savannah or Professor Smith, do you use a software like that to?
I use this. I don't, no.
Okay, never mind then. Loom is a great alternative, or just do the audio over the thing like you normally do for check-ins.
Although I do love to see videos. So if you feel comfortable, like you guys have to feel comfortable doing it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying you feel comfortable. I do like to see videos. I like to see people and things and like, you know, like all that stuff. So I'd encourage it if you feel comfortable to do that. You don't have to, just if you feel comfortable, making that a note, if you feel comfortable. Anything else? Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? No, just like,
I have a general question.
yes.
I've still struggled with the uncertainties when converting. So, for example, one of the measurements I'm using uses like I think it's millimeters or something, or milliliters, and I'm going to be converting that to a different unit of measurement. How do I convert the uncertainty? So like
Convert the uncertainty?
yes. So like I'm
You're
using
saying if you're doing, are you doing any calculation with it? Is that the issue?
I'm
Like,
going to be doing a calculation with it, yes.
yeah, so if you're like multiplying or dividing or something like that, right?
That's not particularly what I'm talking about yet. Basically, I'm doing stuff with density, and the formula for density has different units than the measuring devices that I'm using. So I need to, so basically, you know, like with a
Right.
ruler,
Okay.
Yeah.
like it's plus,
ahead.
the uncertainty is plus or minus like half an inch or whatever. Like how do like if, for example, I was using ruler, I want to convert inches to centimeters. And the
Yeah.
uncertainty was in inches. How do I convert that to a different unit?
Well, I mean, so basically, I mean, so after you, if you're measuring with a ruler, and you have to, so let's say like this thing, this diameter is 3 inches, 3 inches. Okay. Convert inches to meters, or inches to centimeters, and then centimeters to meters, or millimeters, I guess. I generally like to keep things in SI units, but if it makes it easier for you to calculate stuff, you put it in millimeters. Convert that to millimeters. There's usually like a plus or minus 0.1 millimeter or 0.1 centimeter uncertainty with it, plus or minus. I think there was a website. Do you remember the website we saw?
I can tell you it's also in their textbook, section 1.3.
Okay.
So it's the method of addition of uncertainties. I just put the link in the chat. But yeah, the idea is if you're needing to multiply by a factor, for example, it's going to be the method of adding percents is that if you take the percent uncertainty in a quantity, you know, as adding up the percent uncertainties in the individual items that are making the calculation, if that makes sense. So if you have an uncertainty of a 2% uncertainty in one measurement and a 1% uncertainty in the other measurement, well, when you multiply them or divide them, you add their uncertainty. So you have a 3% total uncertainty. Now, in the case where you're just doing a straight conversion from one units to the other, like milliliters to liters, you just keep the percent uncertainty. Okay.
Gotcha. So
Percent
don't
uncertainty?
figure out the percent uncertainty, and then that's always going to be. the
Yeah, and then
regardless.
yeah, and you can always convert that percent uncertainty to an absolute uncertainty to like the actual value.
I mean, here's an example right here. It's, you know, a length of paper, like a length of printer paper is like, so it's an 8 by 11. Technically, the uncertainty value is plus or minus 0.2. It's 11 inches plus or minus that uncertainty value, I guess. Are you asking if you have to do that for every single one of your items?
No, I was more so just asking about like converting units.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think you get it then, right?
Yeah, we generally encourage that, just to be, because you are a like you guys are scientists, like you want to be as precise and accurate as possible. Doing this gives you that wiggle room to do. So you can, obviously something is not going to be exactly this, like 3 inches. So you calculate that, the uncertainty, plus or minus 0.2.
Yeah, and there should be quantitative uncertainty, meaning that you should have a value, a number associated with your uncertainty in your measurements. Okay, we're not super critical on how you present that, but uncertainty is definitely going to be included in the grade.
Yes, and I think I have so this is a rubric. Let me share. I'm going to show this rubric. Now, I don't know if we're going to actually use this rubric, but this is an example of a rubric for quantitative. So doing the mathematics, doing the data, the number stuff. This is an example, I think, on here.
Yeah, I can explain. This rubric is what I'm using to evaluate how well you guys have learned the scientific method, basically. This is not a rubric you have to worry about for scoring purposes. That's a separate rubric, but this shows you what we're hoping that you can demonstrate after completing this class. So interpretation, right? Ability to explain information in different forms and using graphs, equations, diagrams, all that. You know, you've been doing this throughout the semester, so we expect you to be pretty good at it by now.
Mhm.
We don't expect you to have, you know, incorrect labels on your graphs or missing labels. You know, that's where you would not be meeting that objective. You know, and then the representation, converting, going from your data into the mathematics and representing it. So there's this difference there between explaining the information and then presenting it and then actually doing the calculations and then drawing conclusions from it is the last one. So, but you know, like I said, these are just a little peek at the background of what we're hoping to see you got from the class. But from a pure grade standpoint, that is going to be based on the rubric, which I believe was in the other document that was, I think, Professor Smith, is that breakdown of points in the other document that I had sent you?
Let me see. This one is the okay. This
If it's not there anyway, we'll get it posted
in the Google
you know,
Doc.
within the next week. But
In the Google Doc.
yeah, I believe so. I think it was, yeah. That's right.
Now I have to adjust these points to match the 35 points because I think it only goes up to 30. We'll allocate those points somewhere. So probably in the data and observations and results.
Yeah, but this one gives you the real clear breakdown of, you know, the proportional distribution. And you can see it's pretty evenly distributed in all the parts. So, you know, do all the report. If you're not sure about a part, if you included everything, this is the place to look first, I would say.
I have a question about something.
Sure.
So,
That should not be there. There are no questions
okay,
specific.
I was like, I don't know what that is. And I also made a comment here. I was like, what are we doing? Are we doing that this year?
Sorry. Yeah, that was, no. Yeah, we will remove that and distribute the points uniformly across the remaining sections.
Okay, so I will also highlight this too, just because I need the highlight so I don't forget. I'll highlight that just to make it, and then I'll delete this. Okay, good. And I made this and I highlighted it because I was like, if I don't say something, if I don't highlight it right now, I'm gonna forget about it. And you guys would be emailing me like, what does this mean? What questions? We didn't get any questions. And I'd be like, no, you didn't, because this is screwed up. Okay, good.
And you get to say it's Dr. Diamond's fault.
That's okay. There's a couple things in here I think that says you and your lab partners. Ignore that, guys. You obviously didn't have any lab partners, so ignore it. Ignore it. Yes. Tip number 1 in this class, use common sense. For sure, common sense is good. Good skill to have, mostly called critical thinking. Most of you have critical thinking in this class, so I'm very proud of you. And I give you brownie points. Anything else? So now let's take questions from you guys. I'm sure none of you have started writing your reports yet. If you have, good for you. Do you have any questions so far though? Because I know you guys still, like, you had to submit data.
I
When
have
is
a
this?
question.
I'm sorry?
I have a question. So can we still change the procedure and the subject?
Did you turn, so the data you turned in, you don't want to use that data anymore?
I do, but I want to know how advanced you want this lab be, because my procedure wasn't like something too crazy. I want to know how advanced you need it to be. How hard it should be.
What do you mean? So I mean, if you have to change the procedure, then obviously you're going to get different results. Like, you're going to get different data. Dr. Diamond, what do you say?
So the data that you submitted already, I don't expect that to necessarily be your final data. It's totally fine if you need to take new data, which I think is what Professor Smith's saying. If you're changing your procedure, that your data is not reflective of the procedure you write in your final report, then clearly you would be taking new data. So, and that's fine. And you can even potentially change the subject. You know, it's just, it needs to be repeatable, right? So if we're reading your procedure and we were to do that procedure, we should get the same data within the uncertainty that you quote.
Oh, oh yeah, I'm glad you included pictures because I was like, what is this? Yeah, so I mean, if you want to you can make it as complex as you would like. And I encourage complexity because you learn a lot more if something is complex. And so I mean, you can if you want. I mean, how would you, I mean, if you want to talk to us after, so you don't have an audience, you can for specifics, but I mean, it looks fine to me.
If it looks
Ilana.
fine to you, I'm fine with that. I just want to make sure that you're good with it.
Yeah, I kind of don't remember what you did. I can look that up if you don't feel comfortable sharing it on Zoom.
I think I have it. Just 1 second.
If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine.
Yeah, that's good. Just 1 second to pull it up.
Okay.
While she's pulling that up, can you give the dates, the due dates?
Yes. So I see that question. The due dates are. Oh yes, I didn't put that. Okay. Let me add that. Due. Did I not put that in the announcements? I think I put that in the announcement. If you got the announcement from yesterday, which all of you should have received, the due date is listed in that announcement. So double check that. I will share my screen just to prove. Right here are the due dates. Guys, pay attention to the announcements. They have tons of information. This is probably in all classes. They have tons of very important information. So right here, the due dates are here. Yep, okay, I like pictures. Guys, take pictures, take videos. I like to watch you do the things. That is great. Guys, at least include a picture, like other than data and crap. Like I want to see a picture of you doing stuff, or maybe not you personally if you don't feel comfortable sharing you, but of the stuff, because the stuff doesn't care if you show it. It has no thoughts. You can add videos, preferably add those to the voice thread, add your videos, but if you want to include them in your document, don't do that because that'll screw things up. Yeah, I guess you could put it as like a separate file if you'd like, because it won't play, Canvas won't let me play those videos just by clicking on it. Write your reports thoroughly and detailed, because I don't know what your project is about. I mean, you gave me a little snippet, but like you need to write your report. So guys, you need to write your report as if you are writing it to your 10-year-old cousin or something. This is just obviously an example, guys. Write it as if your grandma or your aunt who only paints like pictures of puppies. Like, just write your report like that. She has no idea what your report's on. If you make it clear and concise, but thorough and detailed, she will understand somewhat of what you're saying. Now, someone like me or Dr. Diamond or even like other classmates will definitely know what you are talking about like 100% if you write it thorough, detailed, clear, concise. 4 things. Keep those in your head. Don't go on and on and on about like something like that doesn't even matter. Clear, concise. Keep it clear. Your aunt, if you sit there and talk and talk and talk about I don't know what. Your aunt is going to sit there and she's going to be like this. She's like, okay, make it entertaining, make it clear, make it concise, but keep it thorough and detailed because I don't know what you're doing and I need to know. What you do? How did you do it? Let me see the things. Hence why I say pictures. Somebody asked about the rubric in an email a couple days ago. I will say it's going to be very similar to the rubric that, like the general lab rubric. And I know you guys don't have this tab, but if you look here and you look in like your modules and you go to like a lab, let me see, I think I attached like the generic lab rubric to this lab, let's say. Here, Prof. Smith's generic lab rubric. It's right below the lab description right here. Guys, it's just like you're writing a regular lab report, only I don't know what you're writing about. You still need to, I'm still going to grade you for format, structure, and grammar. I'm going to grade you for APA, MLA format and citations like a bibliography, references, all that jazz. I'm also going to grade you for results and conclusion. Have that as a section. Error analysis, data and observations. 100% you need to write a procedure. You need to have all that. You definitely need to have a procedure because I don't know what you're writing about and I don't know how you did it and what you did. Have that.
Professor, I have
Yes.
a question.
Yeah.
Where are we exactly citing here?
What?
Where are we exactly like citing here?
If you use, so what are citations meant to be? Like, what are citations? Why would you use them?
You use them if you get anything from like other sources, like.
Mhm.
So like for me, if I find the coefficient of friction for different surfaces, I'm gonna cite that like a website where I found those.
Yes. So say,
Okay.
I got the coefficient of friction of polyester on wood. It's just it's like a crazy example. I got it from this website. It's a reputable source. Give me the link in the bibliography at the end of your document, like the bibliography / works cited / references. That's the last paper, or that's the last page in your report.
Yeah, like the works cited page.
Yeah, works cited, reference, bibliography, like basically same difference. You know, I know that there's English people out there that are like, nah, this is that, this that. Like, no, it's whatever, references. Should be the last page of every paper. You should be using either MLA or APA. I'm familiar with those two. Chicago style, I think I used like maybe in high school. I used like LaTeX in undergrad. You don't have to do that. Like, just don't do it. Like, you guys won't have that. APA or MLA.
Okay. One more question.
Mhm.
And I know you explained everything in the Google Doc document. Thank you. But could you by any chance add a sample, like a lab report sample for the final lab report? Because it helps a lot when we look at a sample.
Dr. Diamond, do you have any possible samples?
So I don't because
Oh, I can't hear you at all.
There, now that should be better.
Yep.
No, for a couple reasons. The first reason is that to share student examples, it would have to be, I have to get permission from, and so clearly I don't have permission for old students' work to share.
Look at your last
And
papers too.
yeah, exactly. Your own reports are pretty good examples.
That's yeah.
The other thing is, you know, they're all going to be so unique because you're all doing different experiments, and that's fine. And, you know, if they're, I don't, Professor Smith likes to hammer on the formatting a little bit, but I would like to ease back on that a little bit just to say, you know, shouldn't be your focus. If you're worried about the formatting, you're worried about the wrong
You
thing.
should also know double space, 12-point font. Like that should be every single paper they've ever written is
Yeah,
in
that's
that.
fine. That's easy.
Yeah.
I've been
Okay,
doing
so then so I guess I'm wondering, what do you gain from the example that maybe we could help with?
Yeah,
Oh
like,
no, I just wanted to see a sample to see like all the requirements in an actual lab report. You know, like it doesn't have to be, you know, similar to my experiment but that's fine. I can
I
just
gotcha.
look at
so-
Yeah,
instructions.
I
in
mean,
that
just
case,
look
I
at
would
your own.
write
Like,
your own work. Yeah.
yeah, like so. I mean, Rhonda, it says right here too in the thing. You're going to use the same rubric. I want you to have a procedure, an error analysis, results and conclusion, blah, 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 blah. It's the same
Yeah.
report. Like you don't need to see there's no reason to, because if you need to and you don't remember, go back to one of your own reports.
I have those memorized. No.
Okay, well then there you go. Like it's going
Okay.
to be the exact same type. It's the exact same style. Make a title page. If you don't know how to make a title page, you go to general formatting right here. Here's an example of a title page.
Mhm.
Put your name. Put the Department of Science. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can put like Howard Community College. Put your course name. Put professors' names, and then put today's date, like the date it's due. And then put the title of your paper. You can preferably, make your own title, because like if you just say formal lab report, like I would like a formal lab report, and if it's on like, let's say music, say like formal lab report, music. It's not a big deal. It should not be difficult to do the formatting things. Double space, 12-point font, make a title page. We tell you exactly how to do it in here. It
Isn't
tells
that the
you
same?
what you
like- I'm sorry. Isn't that the same I do for every lab? Like when I have a title page? So whenever I submit a lab report, it has a title page with it. You know, like your name,
Okay,
the date, and is that the same thing?
it's the exact same thing. This is the title page right here. This is what a title page looks like. I don't remember. I don't know what there's a lot of reports I grade. I don't remember exactly what yours looks like, but this is the title page. And if it looks like this, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Open
Okay.
mind. Remember, open mind. We
Okay,
tell you
thank you.
exactly what you need. Okay. Name, date, course name, section number, and what's the name of your experiment.
Mhm.
And we don't have lab partners, so just ignore that.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Anything else?
So I got my lab report. Can I, the data, can I show you? Can I share it with you?
Well, what do you need to share? Like what, cause
So do you remember what was my, what is my report? What is my experiment
yeah,
about?
so did you want to explain that? Right. I don't need to see anything. You already submitted your data. I don't need to see it. So what, if you feel comfortable sharing it, what do you want to do to change it? What do you think would you want
I
to do?
don't know how I can like make this one harder. If it has to be like more like more advanced or more like harder than what it is, just let me know so I can change it. Or if you're okay with it, that's good.
Did I give you a comment? Did I make a comment on your original proposal? Let me see. Yes, I did. Okay, so yeah, you never answered me back. I asked you how could you gather data from this experiment? What data are you gathering?
You back about it, and it
Oh,
was
did I?
like,
Okay, I don't remember.
yeah, it was like I would change the length of the straws and see how fast that would spin. And it's like based on the third law of Newton's.
Newton's
So
third law?
that's just it. As the length increase, the speed decreases.
Okay. I mean, if you would like to, that's up to you. I don't have like your procedure in front of me. If you would like to email that to me or text it to me, that would be fine. But I mean, you don't have to share it on here. You can just email it to me.
Okay.
I can get back to you later about that, or if you want to wait after the meeting.
And without knowing the details, I guess I can just say, if you're making a measurement and you're able to quantify your uncertainty on that measurement, and then you are seeing the result of changing that variable by measuring something else, right? Of whether that be a rotation rate or something like that, or a pitch or anything, whatever you're changing, you know, you should have measurements on both sides, right? You have a dependent variable and an independent variable. So as long as you're changing something, measuring it, quantifying the uncertainty, it's really not about the complexity of the experiment. It's about your ability to execute that experiment and report on it scientifically. Does that help clarify?
Yeah, that was helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it should follow any experiment you do, any report you do. You're always following the scientific method. Going back to 5th grade, I learned this in 5th grade. I don't know about everybody else. Maybe you were more advanced. I don't know. The scientific method is like, that's what it is. This is what you're doing. It's literally the scientific method. So you have like all of the things, the scientific method. You don't remember what they are, we can look at that. But that's what you're doing. So if what you have follows the scientific method, you're fine. Now, if your lab report is on like something like, oh, hey, let me throw this ball. That's it. Oh, that's it. Yep. Okay. I'd be like, okay, you can obviously come up with something more complex. I've seen your work. Yeah. But for something like that, I think that's fine. Like, why would you want to make it harder? Why would you want to make it more difficult on yourself? You know?
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna put this on here. Please follow the scientific method. Very important. And we can also right now go look at that, because some people might not remember, and I don't remember right off the top of my head right now what everything is. And if I did, it might forget something. Scientific method, type it in Google. Guys, Google is a great thing. And it's very easy. Sometimes it's easier to go look it up yourself and just Google it than like stressing out and freaking out. Pick a question. You guys already have done that. Make a hypothesis. What is an educated guess? Oh, I think this bowling ball is going to hurt more than this ping pong ball when you throw it against my face. Okay. That's a hypothesis. I'm thinking that the bowling ball is going to hurt more. Okay, now obviously you can't measure the pain. Like, that's a very personal thing. Let's say you're throwing it at a pressure plate. It's gonna have a lot more force onto that pressure plate than a ping pong ball. Maybe, I don't know. That's your hypothesis. Make an experiment. How can we test that? Okay, you gather data. What is the pressure plate? Like, what are the sensors on the pressure plate saying? How can we take that data and make it into something useful? Yeah, record your experiment results. What did you get? What happened in your experiment? Give me the things. You're gonna analyze, which this is like a modern day thing. Yeah, I mean, it's data analysis. You're just gonna look at it. What is it saying? What this means this data means this. Then you're going to conclude. You guys have written many conclusions, whether it's been in an English paper, a math, well, I guess you don't write math, but like social studies paper, I don't know. You've written conclusions your whole K through 12 life. You should know how to write a conclusion. In conclusion, la la la, cool. Here it is. Report your results. What was your hypothesis correct? Okay, that's what you're concluding. Very it should be very, like, as this is like, it should flow. It should be very flowy. It should flow right into there. Guys, this is no more than writing a lab report that you've written all semester. Make sure you include all the things though. All the things. Because sometimes people forget things, but make sure you guys have time. As we said before, it is due, sorry, oops. It is due the 6th. Is that correct? Written lab report is due the 6th. I think. Is that a Sunday? I think that's a Sunday. Okay, that is a Sunday. It is the 6th. Let me share this. And then your voice thread. So I'm gonna make it due Thursday. I'm going to be a little bit more strict with when the written lab reports are due, because if people write like a 25-page report, like I know a couple people will, it's going to take me a lot longer to grade. So if you ask for an extension for like 3 or 4 days, I'm probably going to say no, because one, you have plenty of time to write it. You guys have plenty of time to write it. If you come at me and you start writing it the day of, I have no sympathy for you, because it is your responsibility as an adult to start it soon, start it early. You know, after you eat your turkey or your mashed potatoes, go do it. Go start writing a little bit each day. Write like a sentence each day. Like, come on. No. More serious things, yes. This is different than a regular one in terms of what I'm going to say. Yes, you can have an extension, or no, you cannot have an extension. It's going to take me a lot longer to grade, and I have a bunch of like reports to catch up on. I think I graded 502s and 501s today, like part one of fluids. Oops, that one's somewhere. Hold on, I know I have a chat, but my chat box is. Okay, there it is. Yeah, there's no page requirement, guys. There's just none. Like I said before, there are gonna be people that I know are gonna write 25 pages. I didn't say that was the limit, guys. Okay? I just said that there will be people that will do that in this class. There will be people that write 4 pages. If your 4 pages includes all of the things in detail and it's clear and concise and it's thorough, be it, so what? Okay, good for you. You cut it. There will be people that write 40 pages. Okay, whatever. As long as you include in detail, not excessive detail, guys. It still needs to be clear and concise. Please don't bore me with extreme details. No one likes to be bored with extreme details. Clear and concise, thorough and detailed. It can be however many pages you would like. If you forget something, you're gonna get points taken off. If you add all the things that we require you to add and that will make your report thorough and detailed, good for you. That's it. It doesn't matter how many pages.
Professor.
Yes.
So let's say I'm choosing like 10 different surfaces, and instead of writing different procedures, can I just write one, because it's going to be the same procedure except for the surface, and just saying it, change the surface, like
If you're
and then
using
include that in the
different
material.
surfaces, why would you write an entirely different procedure? The procedure should include, hey, I'm going to use this surface and this surface and this surface and go on and go on and go on and list all the surfaces. That's like
Unless
step
I
5 or
change
whatever.
something,
It's an example.
like unless I change something, well, then I'm gonna have to write a different procedure, right?
What?
So like, so I'm including all the surfaces in one procedure, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, like,
Because earlier you told me you're gonna write a different procedure when I first talked to you.
no.
Yeah.
What?
Or I'm changing, like, unless I change a procedure for every surface, then I would write a different procedure.
No. I don't know what you're saying, but I mean, let's go to, let's go to, Lab 5 Part 2. These are the directions. These are the directions, okay? This is like basically the procedure. This is a procedure.
Mhm.
There's only steps to a procedure. You're not writing an entirely different, like you're not creating like 5 different reports for 5 different surfaces. I don't really know what you're talking, I don't really know what you're meaning. This is a
when-
procedure, it has multiple steps.
Yeah, I know. I know procedure has multiple steps. When I first talked to you, I told you, oh, I'm gonna be using different surfaces.
Okay,
And
yeah.
more than, yeah, and you told me that I would have to write them in different procedure, like change things and
I didn't say you
Yeah.
would have to write multiple procedures. It's just different steps. You would write, I didn't even talk about procedures. We talked about, no, what are you talking about?
okay.
You need to include, you need to include different data plots for, like tables, like data tables, like, you need to make like a column for, let's say wood and whatever your phone's made out of. You need to include another table, another like column of the table.
Mhm.
You know what a table is? They have rows and columns. Include one for
Plastic.
plastic in your phone. Include one for paper. Like, you're not writing multiple procedures. You wouldn't even be multiple procedures. You'd just be adding steps to one procedure. Unless you're doing 2 completely different labs, that's not a requirement. If you want to do that, I guess you could, but no.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if I answered your question, but
Oh no, I got it.
okay. This is an example of a procedure.
No, I know what a procedure.
Okay. Anybody else? Alpa, do you have any questions?
No, not right now, but if I do, I'll just text you.
Okay, yeah, just text me. Guys, I'm here. I'm here for you. If you have any like personal questions, definitely let me know.
Oh, I do, but I'll ask you after we're done because it's
Okay.
not about this.
Okay. And I should I should fix these probably soon. I'll fix that soon. Okay. That's it. That's all we kind of have. I was gonna write out everyone's questions, but the due date is answered already, and yeah, most things are right here. So